What's up, guys? Good morning. Just wanted to have a heart to heart with y'all, man. I just needed to get some things off my chest. I was about to go hit this gym and try to push some of that shit off my chest. And I know that talking about it helps too. I don't really have a lot of people to talk to right now. I've been working a lot. So just wanted to talk to you guys, man. Are you dealing with any pain? Is there a lot of things that you're dealing with in life with that just keeps this weight on your chest, or this fucking feeling of pressure that you're under, that no matter what you do, it just doesn't seem enough, that no matter what you do, it's just not good enough? And I often wonder why I feel that way, and I try to break everything down and get very stoic with shit and understand why. I want to know fucking why, right? And so most of my life I've been a rule breaker. I was not always a good kid, and so when you break those rules, you get told you're bad all the time. I spent a lot of time locked up whenever I was young in alternative schools, and always a bad kid. It's a bad kid. It's a bad kid. And it's like, after so long in your life, it's like that's kind of like what you start to believe about yourself. And it becomes so obvious to me of how people have these, they get trapped in the jailhouse mentality, and they get institutionalized, and they feel like that's where they're supposed to be because that's all they're ever told is that they're bad. And so, like, for me, I know that I'm realizing that's how, that I've been programmed. And it's tough to overcome whenever you have such a big heart and you want to be a good person, but yet, every mistake you make, it feels like a thousand mistakes because you're programmed that you're so fucking bad. Like, for instance, I remember whenever I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade, I had just got out. I was in regular school for one of the few times, and I was in an alternative school. And my science teacher, Mr. Ship, he was drawing pictures of people. He would draw little cartoons of people and like make fun of them. And like one guy was an athlete, then you had like the cheerleader, all these different people. Whenever he drew me, because he had caught me, I had went into his little storage warehouse and stole some moonshine, whatever it is, that kind of alcohol, that real pure alcohol, and drank some of it and caught me, which he ended up just giving me some lunches and not sending me to the principal and stuff like that, because he knew I just got out of alternative school. So that was cool of him. But because he had caught me doing that, he was drawing pictures of everybody, and he drew a picture of me. And he drew a picture of me with a bottle in my hand, with XXX on it, a needle in my arm, a big fucking joint in my mouth, and just like a drug addict, alcoholic. And he was like, "Yep, that's what you're gonna be." So just for instance, man, and I'm just saying this stuff, guys, how we can take the things that people tell us, and all these different things that maybe people we love or influences in our life, they tell us things that we can't do, and they program us to be that we're bad people, or that we're not worthy, or that we're not good enough. And so if you're ever wondering of why that you have these feelings, it might just be because that shit was programmed into your subconscious, or somehow that became somebody you identified with. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to work on how I change the way I view things in my subconscious mind of who I am, and who my subconscious mind believes that it is. That way my filter changes. And if I could change the filter, then the way that I receive things is different, and then my mind reacts different. It's not so much of attack all the time, like people are trying to attack me, or whatever the case may be. It's not always me having to result in being impatient or getting angry. Because me, I come from a fucked up programming, man. If the people that know me, they see my change, it means the most to them, because they know just how fucking wild I was before. Like, you guys see me make these videos and stuff, but I try not to talk about a lot of negative shit, man. Like, I'm eventually going to tell all my story and stuff like that, but I don't like going there, because it makes me feel like I'm spreading negativity. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to tell people like, oh, I'm this victim, or all this bad shit that I've been through, like, boo-hoo, cry for me. That's not what I want. But at the same token, like, I know I have to talk about the struggles and the shit that I'm going through, the shit that I've overcame, in order for people to relate. So I have these stories that people are like, man, that's something I can use to help me in their life, in your life. So that's what I'm trying to do. So right now my head hasn't been right for like 3-4 days, man. When we went through this freeze here, like, I had to sleep in the fucking truck with my baby and shit, like with my baby mama. And it wasn't fun, man. And it's a lot of stress. And whenever I stress out, it's because I'm not in control. And then I just, it bothers me, man. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not in control of things. And so then I get depressed, and I let some people, like my biggest haters, it's crazy because my biggest haters are people that I'm supposed to call my family and my friends. You know what I mean? Those are my biggest haters, and my biggest supporters are people that I barely know. Most of my biggest supporters are people that I barely know. I have a lot of supporters that do know me, but some of my biggest supporters are people I barely know. And so whenever I have these people that I have attachments to my heart, that have said negative things about me in my past, then sometimes what happens is that maybe they say something again and we get into it again. Maybe something happens where I get triggered in my mind and I start reliving this situation, and their fucking voice of that negative shit, all the negative fucked up things I've ever been told, it just runs through my mind like a fucking record player. And so I go in this gym and I try to push that shit out. I try to work my ass off to push that shit out. I try to give back to the world to push that shit out. I try to talk to God to push that shit out. But man, there's so much inside there. Like, man, it sucks. And it puts me back in this state of mind like I was with that little boy whenever I was locked in the cell, man, that nobody gave a fuck about me. You know what I mean? And it's tough. It's real tough to go through life whenever you feel like nobody gives a fuck about you. And whenever your subconscious mind has the filter that people are your enemy and that everybody's trying to attack you. That's not an easy way to live or easy way to think. So I'm doing everything I can to change that shit. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to be a fucking victim. I'm not going to let this shit destroy me or use it as a reason of why I can't cope or I have to go back to fucking drinking or using drugs, because it's not a fucking reason for anybody. I don't care how much pain that you went through, what the fuck you went through. You don't have to be a victim. You don't have to use that as a reason to get fucked up. You don't. You can overcome that shit. And even though you feel that pain, it doesn't mean that you have to numb that shit. Sometimes you just got to feel it and you got to let it be. You don't always have to run from it. But if you want to, you can try to understand it, understand where it comes from, so you can try to change that filter. But you don't always have to run from the pain. Like, sometimes you just need to feel it to let you know that you're alive and that you're not going to feel that way forever. So whenever that pain comes and it hits you like a tidal wave of emotion, just know, just like a tsunami, whenever that tsunami comes and floods everything, that water's going to recede and it's going to go back. You know what I mean? So just know that the feelings that you're going through in life, no matter what kind of pain that you feel, that it's not going to last forever. Okay? And then if you put in the work and you're constantly grinding on yourself and you're accepting things for who you really are, what they really are, and you're working on changing them, then you could be happy with that and you'll get better. Understand that you'll make progress. Like the moments that, like that little bit of pain I went through that just now, that my last 5 minutes, as to where years ago that would last all day. You know what I mean? So I'm getting better. Still have days sometimes where it takes me all day, sometimes 2 or 3 days. But in the past, I would go through that shit for weeks and months. You know what I mean? So I got to look at the progress, because it's very easy to say whenever you're not, you don't just immediately get to where you want to go. It's very easy to give up and say that you can't do it. It's easy to do in anything you do in life. Sometimes that's the way it feels like in life. Like you just want to give up on life because you ain't where you want to go yet. You just want to give up. You just say, fuck it, I don't care about nothing, right? But you just got to look at your progress. And if you ain't making progress, then you look at the amount of work that you're putting in. And if you're not putting in a lot of work, then what are you going to be mad at? You don't have anything. You can't blame it on the world if you're not putting any work. You can't do nothing to be mad at yourself for not putting in the work. And sometimes, believe me, I know that you can get in such a fucked up state of mind that just putting in work is very tough, and that it seems impossible just to get off your ass and do anything. For me, guys, I'm a salesman. I do door-to-door sales. I've been doing this shit since 2008. I've been in sales my whole life. Not too many people want to do what I do. It's not easy to do what I do. You know why I make motivational videos is because I have to motivate my crazy ass every day to go make money and talk to people and handle rejection, whenever in reality, I really don't even like talking to people that much, but I have to do whatever it takes because motherfucker didn't have no driver's license, no had no college degree. I used to have criminal record and shit, and it was tough to get jobs. Not too many people was trying to give me a job, so I had to do whatever it takes. So that's what I have to be about. I have to do whatever it takes, and I have to find a way to overcome that shit, because if I don't find a way to overcome, then I'm gonna fucking starve and I'm gonna be out in the streets. I'm gonna be out in the fucking streets. Guess what? I don't want to be out in the fucking streets, right? So I'm trying to level up in life. Like, this is just a stepping stone for me, right? So I'm building my business. I'm out trying to be an entrepreneur, making money every way I can, but it's not all about money. It's about building myself, building my business until my thing takes off. So because I cuss a lot, right, I can't go speak at church. Because my way of sober training is different, that I don't agree with the AA principles, that I can't go speak at those places. So I have to carve out my own niche, my own groove, and just make a name for myself. And, I kind of thought that, my first 20 videos or so, like one of them is going to go viral and it's going to pop off, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? That's life. It don't always happen like you expected. I had bigger aspirations than what reality was, but now it doesn't matter to me because I know that I'm touching individuals' lives. So it doesn't matter if I blow up right away. I just got to keep dripping. I got to keep grinding, drip, drip, drip. As long as I keep dripping, then that water's going to bust, So it's all about, but for me, it's all about the impact of the personal impact that I have on people. Like, I could have a million followers, but if nobody, if only 10 of those people the content actually changed 10 of those people's life, then that wouldn't mean shit. But if I have, 3,000 followers and that content changes 2,500 people's life, then that means something. And that's what it's about. It's about the life change. It's not about, I really don't give a fuck about being popular. I really don't give a fuck about fame. Like, I'm going to make money because that's what I got to do. And so, like, for me, guys, like, people, a guy was asking me the other day, what was I training for? Like, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I do know that I have to do something great, because if I don't do something great, then that means that they locked me in that fucking cell whenever I was a boy for no fucking reason, for nothing. They locked me in that cell for fucking weed and for getting in fights for school for nothing. That means that I missed out my fucking dreams of playing football in high school and possibly going to college. That means I missed out on that shit for nothing. That means all the fucking pain I went through was for nothing unless I do something great. Because if I do something great, then that'll make it worth something. The impact that I'll make off that shit will make it all worth something to me. So that's why the fuck I'm training, if you didn't know. That's why the fuck I'm grinding. That's why I don't fucking give up. That's why I tell my story and I show my emotion, because I'm not fucking scared. The world will tell you what a man is, macho motherfucker, and don't show no fear, like, don't show no weakness, da-da-da. I have fear, but I overcome that shit. I have pain, but I overcome that shit. I fucking cry. I get lonely. A motherfucker tells you that they don't, they're lying. I'm real with it. And whenever you're real with yourself and you can accept yourself for who you truly are, then you can accept the rest of the world, and you can change and you control your destiny. When you're real with yourself, you control your reality. When you're real with yourself, it makes it so much harder for those outside influences to fuck with you. Right? When you're real with yourself, then those negative things that the programming, the people in your life told you, that made you feel bad, that made you think that you're a bad person, when you're real with yourself, then you can combat those voices and tell the truth, right? But just because you're real with yourself doesn't mean that you're never going to hear that shit. Doesn't mean that you're never going to hear negativity. Doesn't mean that you're never going to get depressed. It doesn't mean that. Like, the shit's going to happen, guys. Like, your emotions are going to fluctuate in life. Like, it's not about exactly controlling your emotions, but it's about how you react to them and the decisions that you make if you become emotional. And then understanding, what are you emotional about? And then sometimes the things that you're emotional about is truly lies, right? It's lies from those fucking people that told you that bullshit, right? Those people that were trying to hurt you, right? The lies from the negative programming, from the trauma that you had before in your life. So as long as you can be real with yourself, guys, like I'm trying to be real with myself, then you can make progress. I'm trying to be happy with my progress. I'm gonna go in here. I feel better now. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna get in this gym and I'm going to push some more out, and I'm gonna push myself, and then I'm gonna go do my thing, and I'm gonna hustle up some business. I'm gonna sell some construction today. I'm gonna sell some this amazing food I got, and I'm going to do everything I can to become a better person, a better father. My apartment moved into, the whole ceiling and everything caved in, so I haven't been able to get my daughter, and just dealing with a lot of this stuff, man. And it makes me feel the things that's been going on makes me feel like a piece of shit, basically. And I don't like feeling like that, so I gotta get over it, get over it and understand that it's not my fault the damn pipes froze. I didn't make the pipes freeze, so it's not my fault that the fucking pipes froze. And that's the way you got to think about things too. Sometimes whenever you feel overwhelmed or you feel like a piece of shit over things that you can't control, you just got to look at reality, man, and not let that negative shit get in your head and really, sink in and dig its roots in. You got to uproot that shit quick. So if you guys need anything, if you ever need to talk, you ever need any help getting sober, holler at me. If you ever need any help overcome depression, holler at me. If you ever need any motivation to hit this gym, holler at me, guys. I'm here for you. Like I say, I'm not a perfect person, but I've had a lot of experiences, man. I've had a lot of experiences in life. I've had a crazy life. I've been through a lot, but I've picked up a lot of wisdom along the way, and I've learned from a lot of wise men, and I've done a lot of research. I've researched some of the best scientists, neuroscientists, and psychologists in the world. So if there's anything I can do to help you guys, please let me know, because every time I help some of you, then it helps heal me. So that's what I do this for too. I love you guys. I want you to be the best version of yourself. Don't let nothing knock you off your mountain today, and go make it happen.